Kirk, so it's time for his little training video. So I'm sure you've all read, if you're interested in him, you've all read his ad, but he has been a champion show horse, so we're just going to do a bit of dressage work with him today. So excuse he's so hairy, but he gets sweaty quickly, but hopefully you guys can look past that. Alright. He's pretty good on the ground. Good to handle in general, really. Sort of been there, done that, I guess, into all the big shows. He comes from Tasmania, so he's done all that showing work over there. So I can. Alright, Kirk, let's go to work. Okay, so we're just going to do a bit of everything with Kirk today. So when I first hop on, usually I will start with again a little bit of yielding. You'll probably see a pattern of that in all our videos because, you know, it's an important part of our training and everyone's training. So I sort of start off two things in the walk that I want to do before I trot with him. The first thing is getting laterally supple. I'm going to use that. I'm going to do that with my little bit of left flexion and then move his left rib cage. So I'm picking up a little bit of shoulder in here straight away from the beginning because I want to get him on the jog. He is a horse that lacks a bit of stimulation because he likes to be kept busy. So turning and yielding him, that's what he thrives with that kind of work. Good, perfect. The second thing I like to do straight away is going to be some halts. So I'm going to work him, you know, back and forward with our transition. So that also helps him to let go and start off really relaxed. Good boy. He's really easy to stop and and whatnot. We'll do one more. I might even do a little rein back. Just stepping over the top there. Good. So I'll see here if I can get him to do a little few steps back. Boy, onto the top. So you know he's quiet. That was unplanned, but anyway. Then back to a little bit of yielding, and then trying to do both together. So now I'm like, yep, I'm going to the left, and both of those things work. So let's say pick up my little shoulder in type position again, and can I make him walk on the spot and keep that? And that's probably where he struggles a little bit to keep him balanced. You can see it's not super consistent in the rhythm there, but I just want to say, yep, we can be slower, or through that position, can we go faster? Yes, we can. And he's holding that line quite well there, so I'm happy with that. Really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go back and do the same thing to the right now. So I'll pick up my right flexion, my right shoulder in. Perfect. Good boy. Then I'll straighten up. Have a little halt. Have a little rein back. I do indeed. Good boy. And then can I change my rhythm in? It doesn't necessarily have to be shoulder in, it could be leg yield. We're just starting to move his hindquarters around a little bit more, but the most important thing I think is this rib cage. So I'll do it home here. Good boy. I'm gonna make him wait. It's a little bit blocky there, so when I have to ask him to wait, he lifts his shoulders high, legs come underneath. And when he's in that positioning here of shoulder in or shoulder four, the right hind is right under his body. So it's a lot of work for him. Okay. Good. All right. And once I've ticked all those boxes, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to trot. So I'm going to go back to the left. Lots of changes of rate again. It's the kind of horse that I want to do, not harp on the same thing for too long. Keep him busy. Good. So I'll just check in. Now I'm back to the left. Have I got all those things working? And I'm going to find my trot transition. Now with him, I'd rather spend more time in walk, getting him soft and organised, and then I actually go straight to sitting trot because I find it easier to get his back that way, and I work on slow laterals straight away from the beginning, and then I sort of build the trot as he gives me his back. I find it easier to get him to lower his neck from the base of the wither and come over the back that way, and then I'll do my rising work usually later or whatever like that. So straight away, and he wants to go a little quicker. So the next thing, and as usual, the next most important thing with all horses, I want to check in on my rhythm. Okay, so I want to use those tools I was doing in the walk to get to a point where I can break contact like this, and he doesn't get faster. Good boy, Kirk. That's something that he's developed a little bit here with us. I'm really happy with that because, he has done mostly showing and not so much dressage, so he does get ridden quite forward. And he's not always 100% over the back. So he's ticking along in this really boring trot where he has to be really soft. And when I do give him that space here, he has to stay honest in the rhythm and not get quicker. So I'm really happy with that. That's really good. So as we've checked the rhythm now, so I know that's good. I know it's my rhythm, not his. I'm going to work through my shoulder in position. You can see there when I put my left leg and did that turn there, I got a little bit of resistance. So he's not allowed to go more forward until I feel like I can pop this positioning without him getting tight or blocky. So when I'm here, my left wrist is vibrating a little to turn his face. My left leg is getting the bend through the rib cage and pushing him into my right rein. That's fair. And I'll sort of start to, as I feel that I can, build up a little bit more trot in this position. Good. And when I ask for more trot, he's got to stay over the back like this. If he gets to try and sort of come up, and he'll still be in a nice straight by all means, but it's a bit of a feeling thing. So here, he's a bit above. Not above, but not as soft as I would like him. So then I'm going to, the other thing, making half holds. And being quite rude about them, I'll be like, no, I'm not going to wait for the perfect moment. You can see I got a little resistance there. And then I'll make him bend again. So he has to be agreeable to coming back and forth. Moving laterally. I'm going to start a bit of leg yield now, so I'm going to ride a bit more of an oval shape. I'm going to get myself in a good spot to do that. You can see through this lateral work, the forward trot should just start to pop a little bit on its own without me kind of chasing it. So here I'm going to actually ask for a little leg yield in the left leg. There's a little bit of tightness there. Good boy. But still, it wasn't bad for the first one. Then I should hopefully, I've come into the froggy spot there, but I should hopefully come out of that leg yield with a little more trot, which I feel like I have, but he still feels over the back, which is nice. So this just helps to get him into a bigger trot and keep the alignment of his body. Yeah, good boy. We'll do 2 more of those, I think, and try to just build a little bit more swing even. It doesn't even have to be, it's more just, he's a horse, he has a lot of energy. That's not the problem. It's about containing that energy in a soft way. And there I got it up him a little bit with my left leg, so he came off the bit and gave me a bit of opinion about that. So I'm going to do 1 more. Sorry I'm yelling, I need like a microphone or something so you guys can hear me. I'm going to push him off the left leg, into the right rein. And that little bit of resistance actually comes from him being behind my leg there. So even though he feels, he is a forward horse, when he gets behind the leg, he can then kind of have that little surge moment, which I'm trying to just keep using my leg as much as possible to avoid that, because if I can just keep him in front a little bit more consistently, it will be better. Okay, so now, changing rein. I'm going to draw the thing to the right now. So, to the right, he does tend to fall out a little bit through the shoulder. So it's easier to get ribcage bend, but harder to keep the shoulder straight, and sometimes the right hind can get a little left to the inside. So what I'm going to do to correct that this way, so it's a little different on this side, I'm going to start working on some counter flex. I'm going to take his nose over to the left. So I'm kind of still working on the stuff I was working on the other way. So I'm going to go left flex, good, and pop that shoulder back in. So my left leg is working really hard. Got it in a forward sort of position on his girth area to move that rib cage and shoulder back into the right. And there you can see he's coming straighter. There's no point building forward with him if he's not straight. So I'm going to begin this way by leg yielding back in. So it's actually the same leg yield I did the other way. It's still off the left leg, but it's going to have a slightly different purpose this way. It's going to be getting him to straighten through the shoulder, and then hopefully I got a bit of resistance there. I can keep that here. See, I got my right rein coming over to the inside there. I can use that to help put him back a little this way. And then even turning through this little gap. So keep using that. So a little pushing off the outside edge, then turning the shoulders. Keeping him really mobile. Good. That's it. Now I'm just going to try and do little versions of that into a bigger trot. See how we go. Little version, so there, we'll check in with the outside aids again. Little more trot. Little more trot. Yeah, and then I got my surge there, which I don't like, so I'm going to correct that. We'll try again. Keep straightening in constantly, little communicating through the left side. Building. Setting the rhythm with my seat a little bit, and I've got a lot of leg on here. Got to keep especially the left leg. Now I feel like he's more in front. Good, I like this trot. I like where it's heading. And then I'm really happy with this. And it would be really easy to just keep trotting around, but then I'm going to make half halts. Because I just love testing everything. I'm probably going to mess it all up, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. So I'm going to make my big half halt, make my straighten. Good boy. Then I'm going to go forward again. That was pretty good. I want through my half halt, then him to lift his pole a little. And that's got to come from the straightness. There we go. Beginnings of it, and that his hind leg should come out under. The shoulder comes over. Yes, there. This is weird. I feel like I'm giving myself a lesson. Good. Good. All right. Half hold again. Straighten again. Nice. Okay. I'm going to just pop. Now, I'm just going to check my right shoulder because I don't want him to fall out. I've been working off the left side both ways now. Good. So my risk here is that he falls out. So I want to kind of make that turn into this, but then I've got to be really there. So I don't have quite enough bend there before I'm leg it. And he just steps a little bit. Not enough bend. Yeah, too much angle, not enough bend. So let's try again. That's better. Got to keep working hard through my left side though. Do not get crooked. Don't fall out. Boy. Okay. One more leg yield off the left leg now just to go back. So mixing it up between left bend, the left straighten, and right bend. Okay. Come through this turn. And I want, oh, all the idiots having to run around this too have just been stupid today. Just before my canter, of course, but he's pretty cool, that kind of thing. He's seen it all, done it all. I'm gonna make some half hops, make sure I've still got him. And even throughout the ride randomly, let's test that rhythm again. Good. That was nice. Okay. Let's do this canter. Straight. Sure I've got him. There's a little block in there, so I'm making a half hold. I'm not going to canter until I feel like he's organised. I'm actually gonna, now I've got good bend, I'm gonna straighten him and leg it off the right leg this way now. Good, I'm not super happy with that transition. I feel like I lost a little bit of throughness over the back, so we'll do that again in a minute. So he has a really naturally balanced canter. However, I want him to be more mobile and elastic over the back. So I'm going to do that by moving his neck around a little. So I'm going to take a little counter flex. That's it. And when that happens, you can see the shoulder comes over to the inside and gets a little tight. And he knows his changes, and he loves using them when you start to move him around. He's like, oh, but I'll just change. And he thinks that will shut me up. It's a good negotiation tactic from him. But I want to sort of get to a point where I've got him supple enough and accepting of the leg enough that I can just pop a leg yield and canter, move him around. So we're going to try that here a little. Move him in. Yeah, good. Nice. Try one more. The outside leg, that's super good boy kick. He gets a little weak there, but that's okay. The outside, but I'm still there with my inside, so I don't think I've got that off. I think that leg still got contact with him. Now I'm going to just see, can I adjust my canter rhythm a little bit? So I'm going to build up my canter here, but he's not to come off the bit or come above the bit. He's got to stay over the back and just be supple longitudinally now. So when I'm balancing, I'm more at risk of him blocking. Yeah, see, like that. I'm going to use a turn to help me here. Be a bit of a cheater. Using that turn to kind of say, yeah, come on, together, together, together. And balance, and now we'll go forward again. I don't mind if he stretches out and down a little, but I don't want him to come up and get tight. Good. All right. Now, how to come down to trot without having any tension through there. That's what we got to, he really loves to canter. And I had it really relaxed before the canter, but I want that same quality, which might take me a minute, but we'll see. So here you can see he's leaning a little. He's trying to grab the bit just a touch, so I'm going to keep him real slow for a second. And I'm going to make him slow and change his flexion. That's it. And then I'm back to where I felt like I was before. And I want to do that transition again. So I'm going to make my leg here, just test all my things. Make my shoulder in through this half circle. Make sure I get bend, not a leg yield here, because it is possible to leg yield without the quality of bend that we need. So watch out for that, because he's a smarty and he'll do that if he can. Good. So I feel like he's laterally moving, but can I get my half hold? You should see that soften instantly when I half hold. Let's see. Good. Hold again. Yeah, until he feels light. Half hold again. Yeah. Half hold again. And I want to be able to do this, yeah, like I've done at the start. rhythm or holding in this contact really. I want him to be independent. I want him to have self-carriage and independent rhythm. All right. I'm going to come back earlier this time now. I'm going to make that correction here. Good boy. Break and soften a little bit. Back to the right. So I get my right rib cage here first, and then I'm going to straighten him up through that shoulder as we talked about in the trot. He can fall out a little. So he's giving me a nice bend to the right, but I feel like I don't 100% have the left shoulder. There, I've got it. So it's about keeping him from the right leg to the left hand, not that he's just sliding a little constantly. Quick check in, that's better. So it's almost like a specific half hole through the left side. All right. Let's have our cat this way. Okay, so first things first, let's make him straight. So as I said, it's the same in the canter. I've got to keep taking his nose a little towards the outside. Definitely on this side, I feel like where I'm at risk of him popping the flying chains when he's not being asked for one sometimes. But that's because you kind of use the straightness to start the changes. So he's just trying to be, you know, he is always trying to offer something. You know, he gets a little ahead of himself. So I want him to really, oh, sorry, my bad, that one. Just lost his shoulder a little there and lost my canter. Alright, so it's almost like I want to leg him off the left side, the left leg I should say, into the right rein to make him straight. And this might make him tight for a second in the canter if you've got to figure that out. But I'll add the right bend back in to make him supple when I feel like he's consistently in front of this left leg. You see the left leg, I've got a lot of left leg on right now. Pushing it into my right leg though, so it's not like he's going to fall in. He's just turning off my outside aids, and that is where there is a bit of a weakness in the canter there, in the perfect straight canter. So when I feel like I really get it, he gives up a little, so I've got to be there, got to be a little quicker. Left leg, into the right. Now the right comes on, because when I push him from the left leg into the right, his right hind needs to stay active, so I've got to see I'm bumping him with my right leg even though I'm pushing him off my left leg. The right ankle is keeping the right hind active when I bring his body over onto the right hind. Hopefully that makes sense. And then through this straightness, I'm just going to make a few adjustments to my canter. So I'm just like, can we go a little more forward, Kirk? We've got to stay straight. Good. And then I'm going to use my straightness, my leg yield into the right leg to put it together. Good boy. Now break the contact. Good. We can get faster, so I'm happy with that. We can go forward again. Then both hands go forward. Stay with me here. Good boy. Well done. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Just come to trot. I'm just going to give him a little stretch to finish off. So that's Kirk for you. He's very enjoyable to ride. So he does take a bit of feeling. He does need someone with some experience. But for showing and for someone to bring on the flat, he has a lot of potential. So I really like riding him, but he you do need to keep active and keep doing things and keep working on things, but he has a lot to offer the right person. So yeah, that's Kirk for you. Good boy.